Vanessa, why are you not answering my calls? Suspicious. Too suspicious. What are you doing? I'm going to tell you something important now, so listen carefully. As a wife, your mother-in-law is your first priority. No matter what, I must come first. You don't understand unless I tell you every single time how to behave as a good wife, do you? I'm going to have to give you a good lesson on it then. Excuse me, Ursula. I'd answer if I could. I can't answer the phone while I'm driving. It's dangerous and it's also against the law. Stop making lame excuses, Vanessa. Why don't you just hurry up and stop your car somewhere to pick up my call? I'm sorry for being so inconsiderate, but I just got home. Can I help you? You know what I want to discuss with you, but you're just pretending that you have no idea about it. It's beyond rude to leave suddenly without saying anything. I'm sorry about that. I saw what you did to Ricky. You were yelling out loud, hitting and shaking him hard. I panicked that I couldn't stand still. I thought Ricky was in danger, so I decided to protect my son. I couldn't help but to run away home when you went to the restroom. What are you talking about? Me? Dangerous? I'm the one who raised your husband, Joshua. You just called me a dangerous woman, didn't you? That's rude. You must apologize. I don't think so. It didn't seem to me like you cared about Ricky. Well, I'll be honest with you then. It's because he's not cute at all. What? What do you mean he's not cute? He's your grandson, isn't he? Grandson? According to the family register, yes. But what's not cute is not cute. He doesn't even look like Joshua. His face, his gestures, everything. There's no resemblance at all. I got goosebumps today. I was convinced that he's not Joshua's child. I'm sure about that. What are you talking about? You shouldn't say such a rude thing to me like that. Just because you're my mother-in-law, it doesn't mean that you can say whatever you want. Ricky is Joshua's son. You said the same thing when Ricky was a newborn, didn't you? What should I do to make you believe me? I thought he would look a little like Joshua when he grows up, but he looks just like you, Vanessa. So it's natural to think that Ricky isn't Joshua's son. Are you saying that I cheated on Joshua? I didn't cheat on him. Besides, Ricky was only born 5 months ago. It's true that many people say he looks like me, but a child's face changes rapidly, right? I think his eyes and nose look a lot like Joshua's, even the corners of his eyes when he smiles. No, I don't think so at all. I hope you don't underestimate me. You have an ulterior motive. Perhaps, for years to come, you will cheat and misrepresent your child with another man as Joshua's child and instill affection for him. And when it's finally revealed to you for some reason, you will say to him that you don't care about blood ties because he raised a child with you. I'm sure that you'll do such a thing in the near future. It's all a calculation, isn't it? What a horrible wife. Ursula, it seems that you've been watching too many dramas. How did you come up with that kind of crazy idea? Watching too many dramas? How dare you make fun of me? I won't accept the fact that Rick is Joshua's child. Never. I'll change my mind if you do a DNA test and prove it. I won't do that. See? When you refuse, it's like admitting you're having an affair. You maybe think that a DNA test is a simple thing to do, but it costs money. Are you going to pay for it? What? Are you asking me to pay for it? You really are an ignorant wife. I won't pay for that. Since you're the one who's hiding the fact that you were cheating, You have to pay for the DNA test. I'm telling you, don't you dare to put Joshua in trouble. I won't do it. It's a waste of time and money. I don't need any proof. Joshua knows he's the father of this child. I'm not going to let your delusions of me cheating with other guy get in the way of my son's future. There's nothing more foolish than to pay a lot of money just to prove your crazy delusions. That's why I won't do the test. No matter what you say, Ricky is mine and Joshua's child. That's the truth. I'm sorry it didn't turn out like your favorite sloppy daytime drama, Ursula. No, I won't be fooled. I'll never admit it. You have to take the DNA test. Or I'll make Joshua divorce you. Oh, there you go again. Divorce on the second word. I'm tired of hearing that. Of course not. My son doesn't deserve someone like you. It's a shame for our family to be married to a woman like you who is so uneducated. I was against it. Unlike you, who graduated from a low-level junior college where you could get in if you wrote down the name of your hometown, Joshua has always been a brilliant young man. My beloved son graduated from a top-notch university. Then he got married to you over my objections. He's raising a child born from the result of your adultery as his own child. It's disgusting. Divorce is the only solution. I've told you many times, there's no adultery and there's no divorce. Please stop doubting me anymore. It's really annoying. Oh, you horrible woman. You are. Poor Joshua, totally deceived. A mother protects her children. I will help my son soon. You know what? You're not helping at all. You're just stirring things up. That's what you're trying to do. Anyway, don't bother us anymore with your weird fantasies. I don't have time to listen to your nonsense. Well, I'm busy, so I should be going now. Don't run away. Hey, we haven't finished our conversation yet, okay? Vanessa. You just ignored me again. How rude you are to your mother-in-law. You're a coward for not answering the phone. You think you can fight against me, huh? Ursula. Hey, Ursula. Please answer me. I have something important to tell you. You dare to ignore my call, and now you're rushing me to reply to you? You're a real bad wife, aren't you? It's just unbelievable. When I came home, my room was ransacked. I thought for a moment that it was a burglar. I was about to call the police, but I changed my mind. I was wondering if you were the one who did that. What a wife you are! Now you're treating me like a thief? It's perfectly normal to think there was a burglar, but now you're blaming me. You're the worst wife I've ever seen. I'll have to convince Joshua to divorce you as soon as possible. It's obviously unnatural for a burglar. If it were a burglar, the first thing they would do is ransack the place for money, right? They were neatly placed where they belonged. But on the contrary, only Ricky's belongings were found in a mess. Ricky's drawings were in the trash, his baby bottles were in the toilet, and his diapers were all around the living room, torn to shreds so that they were no longer usable. When I checked, I found that Ricky's bedding was soaked with honey. That's horrible. Someone must have a grudge against you. Oh, like the wife of the guy you're having an affair with. I told you I'm not having an affair. None of my stuff was taken. It's too obvious. The only person I can think of who would do something like this is you, Ursula. If you keep pretending that you don't know anything about it, I'll call the police. Don't be so snippy. What's the matter with you? You sound so angry. How pathetic. I'm just visiting you while you were out of town. You know how messy the room was? I was just trying to help you clean up. You should rather thank me for that. What? Clean up? You just bullied me, didn't you? That's enough. Putting a baby bottle in the toilet isn't tidying up, is it? Also, I can't use the baby bed anymore. Vanessa! Who do you think you are that you can talk to me like that? You've shown your true personality. Young people these days don't know how to treat their mother-in-law. Of course I'd lose my temper like this. How can I have respect for a mean person like you after what you've done to me and Ricky? Oh my God! What a thing to say! You deserve that! You seduced my precious son Joshua with your unattractive body. You want my son to raise a child you made with a stranger. Also, you flatter yourself that you're Joshua's wife. This is just a light punishment for you. I told you, didn't I? Don't underestimate me. Next time, it won't be like this, so be prepared. I've had enough. I'll report all this to Joshua. Huh? Are you threatening me? Feel free to do what you want to do, idiot. Joshua should know that Ricky is not his son. He needs to know the bitter fact. I want my life with Joshua back as soon as possible. I miss the days when we used to live together. I'll do my best to get rid of Vanessa, the evil wife. Don't be silly, Vanessa. What have you done? Joshua took my duplicate key. What did you tell him? You must take a responsibility of what you have done. You told me to mind my own business, so you brought this on yourself. What did you say? Did you forget what you did? I can't live in peace if you break in and do whatever you want while I'm away. I've talked it over with Joshua. Please don't come to our house anymore, Ursula. What's the matter with you? It's been a long time since the last time I was scolded by my husband. You're not only flirting with Joshua, but also my husband. I thought you'll apologize to me in such a gentle manner, but you have everyone on your side now, and your attitude just makes me more disgusted. But that doesn't mean you should stick divorce papers in the mailbox. It's annoying. I just did the right thing. It's because you didn't file the divorce papers. I prepared the divorce papers for you, so fill them out properly. Thank you for your effort, but I told you, didn't I? I'm not getting a divorce. I'm sorry to hear that. By the way, I found evidence of your affair. What proof? Are you making up stories again? I don't do that kind of thing. When you went into the hotel with the guy, I took a picture of it, so you can't get away with it anymore. Ursula, are you a stalker? Oh gosh. Oh dear, there's no point acting like you did nothing wrong. Justice always prevails. Well, I know that you were just trying to run away from the fact since I got the evidence. That was yesterday around 7, right? That's right. So you finally admit that? It was a guy named Alfred who works at the same company as you. It must have been a very inappropriate relationship for him to go out of his way to call you at a hotel while you were on maternity leave. You were all dressed up and flushed as you tried to seduce him. As it was, you quickly disappeared to your hotel room having fun together. I can't believe you had a secret meeting like that so openly. Why don't you use your brain a little more? I beg your pardon? Where were you hiding at that time? That's none of your business. You're filthy. I don't even want you to call my name. How could you go into a hotel with another man while having a husband named Joshua? What a terrible woman you are. I've got the pictures. Your excuses won't work. I don't know where you've been watching this. I'm impressed that you have such a vivid imagination. My boss at work is getting married to my colleague. I was the one who introduced my colleague to him, so he decided to invite me for dinner at a hotel to thank me for what I did. Of course, my colleague was there too. You can't talk to me like that. I'm sure I only saw you and that guy. It's just that my colleague was a little late arriving due to work. We were just waiting for her in the lobby while having tea. What an unsightly excuse! 3 good friends having dinner at a hotel. I wonder why you didn't choose a restaurant instead. My boss and my colleague were planning to have their wedding at that hotel, and they just wanted to check the details in advance. The Italian food at that hotel is famous, you know? It's a popular place to have a wedding reception there. Did you just make up that story in case someone found out about your affair? That story just sounds too good to be true. I filed a report with your boss today about the affair in the office. Now you'll finally feel sorry for yourself, won't you? What? Why did you do that? It's not good for the company's image to keep such an unscrupulous employee. I told him clearly. I even sent him the pictures by email. The person on the other end understood what I was talking about. They were very polite and said they were sorry for the inconvenience. You're out of control. To go to the trouble of calling my company with a totally made-up story like that. You're bothering everyone in the company. As I said, the 2 people who had dinner together with me are getting married, okay? Don't make my boss worry about it, please. I doubt if it's even true, but to be in a hotel with a man who is about to get married? It's sickening. I have sincerely and wholeheartedly disappointed in you. Well, no matter how nicely you make up your story, I'm sure the company will call to punish you. You'd better brace yourself for that. And I'm going to have you leave Joshua, so you must write down the divorce papers. Give me a break, Ursula. You don't understand at all. Silence. I have a lot of preparations to do, so excuse me. Preparations? What preparations? Don't tell me you're still planning something. Please stop doing more nasty things. Ursula, please pick up the phone. Where are you? Do you know where Ricky is? Shut up! I finally made up my mind. What do you mean? Where is he now? Ricky is nowhere to be found. Oh, you're awake already. Looks like the drug was not strong enough. You're quite tough, aren't you? Drug? I suddenly fell asleep because of that? Don't tell me it was your fault. What did you do to me? That's terrible. You'll have to pay the cab fare later. I was kind enough to drive you back to your parents' house. I also packed your daily necessities in your suitcase, didn't I? It was hard work. I can't believe I went to all this trouble for a woman who flirts with everyone. How sweet of me. Now that you mention it, I remember. You were pushing me into a cab, but I got really sleepy and woke up in front of my parents' house. I don't know what happened. Ricky, what happened to Ricky? Please give me back my son. Ursula, where is Ricky? Is he with you? I threw the kid away. I don't want him. Huh? I said that I threw him away. I got rid of him while you were snoring. Got rid of him? What do you mean? You didn't... It's okay. I'm not an ogre. I'm a human being, even if it's someone else's child. I didn't do anything wrong, don't worry. I didn't do anything terrible like dumping him in a mountain or a garbage dump. I wish it were true, but I'm such a kind woman after all. I see. I'm glad that Ricky's safe. I'll go and get him. By the way, how did you get into the house? I asked you to return the duplicate key, didn't I? Don't underestimate me. You wanna know? I made a few spares with the duplicate keys you gave me. That's known that you're a mean woman, Vanessa. I knew you'd eventually ask me to return the duplicate keys. That's why I decided to sneak into your house, put sleeping pills in anything you were likely to eat or drink. I dropped you off at your parents' house just as you fell asleep. Oh, I was so busy at that time. All for the sake of my son, who's coming home from his business trip today. If he had to stay in the same house with his dirty wife and someone else's child any longer, Joshua would be ruined. From today on, it will be just me and him. The time has finally come. I can't wait any longer. So does that mean you're at our house now? Oh yes, officially it's Joshua's house, not your house. Now I'm gonna prepare dinner for Joshua. Do you realize what you're doing? Do you think you can get away with this just like that? This is not a story that will end in laughter. Not only did you bully me, what did you do to my son? You threw him away. Are you out of your mind? I can't believe you're this kind of person. You even made such a sinister and cowardly plan. It's my precious child that I gave birth to with all my might. What do you think you're doing? What if someone does the exact same thing to you? What if someone abducts Joshua from you and abandons him? What would you do, Ursula? Of course I would never forgive that person. I won't let anyone to do such a thing to my precious Joshua. I'll make sure I catch the person and send him or her to hell where those poor unfortunate souls belong. That's what I was trying to tell you. If someone does nasty thing to your child, of course you wouldn't forgive that person, would you? Don't change the subject. Joshua is my precious son. Ricky is a child of a stranger, born of adultery. Damn it! How many times do I have to tell you? I told you that I didn't have any affair. Wait, Vanessa? Just like how you think that your son is precious, Ricky is my precious son. That's why I won't forgive you. But what about Joshua? It's over. This is the end. Your precious Joshua isn't taking your side anymore. Huh? What do you mean? What did you do to Joshua? How foolish of you, Ursula. Me and Joshua have a strong bond, you know? I called him and explained the situation. He was furious. I've never seen him that angry before. Joshua was furious? That boy never used to get angry at all in the past. Yes, you made your precious son angry. Looks like you failed, Ursula. I could put up with it if you were only bullying me, but not if you started to mess up with Ricky. Wait a minute. Instead of worrying about you, Joshua has decided to cut ties with you. Cut ties? Of course, you have done such a horrible thing to his own wife and son. But the evidence I found proved the affair, right? You're so persistent. I got a call from my boss who took the call. He was laughing. It was the person who answered the phone, the boss I had dinner with. He was worried that I'm being bullied by you. When I told him that no matter how much I told you, you still didn't believe me. My boss even suggested to explain to you along with my colleague. My colleague believes that me and my boss would never have an affair. It's so lame that you're bullying your daughter-in-law like this. You thought that the picture alone was enough to call me an adulterer. You're so paranoid. Everyone in the company laughed in amazement. They said that you're such a lame mother-in-law, Ursula. Stop making fun of me. Your company's employees are nothing but scum. I can't believe that you would go this far. Are you okay? Was that some sort of joke? What? It seems that you're not worried about anything at all. Do you understand your situation? Huh? You were so terrible that I was honestly at my wit's end. I couldn't help myself, so I asked your husband for advice. He said he would help me and gave me some money to use to help Ricky. He said he would collect it from you later. No way! I'm not gonna pay, not even a penny. Just worrying about your own money. How pathetic. But I don't think you need to worry about paying your cost of living. What do you mean by that? It still doesn't ring a bell? I'm tired of talking to you seriously. I'm sure they'll be there soon, so I'll leave the rest to the police. You called the police? You're overreacting. No, I'm not overreacting. What you did was a crime. Did you think I wouldn't do anything? Don't underestimate a mother who's protecting her child. But don't worry, it was your beloved Joshua who called the police. I called him as soon as I woke up. Joshua called the police immediately and without hesitation. Joshua called the police? No kidding. Thanks to his quick decision, while I was calling you, Ricky was found safe and sound. Too bad that it seems things didn't go as you wanted. Oh, yes, your husband contacted me too. He said he'll be divorcing you right away. I can't have that. It wasn't supposed to be like that. Why would it be like that? I don't want a divorce. Well, he said that it's just plain disgusting to have a wife who does such terrible things to his precious son and daughter-in-law. I still have the divorce papers that you shoved into the mailbox. There are many of them, so if you make a mistake, you still have some extra papers to write again. Well, even my kind and loving father-in-law was at his wit's end. He decided to divorce you right away. You were the one who'll be leaving, not me. I don't want to. I'm sorry, I'll be quiet. I'll do anything. Please, Vanessa, do something to convince my husband and Joshua. I can't reach either of them at all. Why? They don't answer my messages and calls. What am I supposed to do? I can't help you. I'm fed up with you, Ursula. So I'm gonna stop contacting you too. Goodbye. Vanessa, wait! I don't want to cut ties with my family. The police arrived at the house immediately, arrested my mother-in-law. Ursula got into the police vehicle with a drooping head. Ricky, who was abducted by Ursula, was found safely. It was the result of Joshua spreading the news on social media. An acquaintance contacted us in a panic to say he was keeping Ricky at home, and he was safely protected. Some of our friends came to see us after seeing social media, and we cried at their kindness. When Joshua is no longer angry, he told us that his mother had done something terrible. He apologized to me and told me that he should have realized it sooner. I also began to talk to Joshua more than ever about anything, and I feel like our bond as a couple has deepened. Ricky is growing up well, and it seems that he's happy since his father is spending more time with him. He calls out for his father loudly every day, and I think he has more smiles on his face. Since mother-in-law's attacks have finally stopped, me and my family are now living a happy life. Recently, Joshua and I have been talking about if we should give Ricky a brother or sister.